The Unseen War, Scott Young's fight against online predators and the misguided crusade of lolcow culture. Scott Young, known online as Sinfamous Gamer, Sinfernally Divine, and Infernally Divine, is a 43-year-old single father of 4, a streamer, and a content creator who refuses to bow. A California native with a life as bold as his aliases, Scott balances a kaleidoscope of pursuits, streaming RPGs like Final Fantasy and Star Ocean on his PS5, hosting watch parties of cult films, growing his own marijuana and mushrooms, and even extracting his own DMT. Offline, he rescues, rehabilitates, and grooms dogs. A man as adept with a leash as he is with a controller. Openly a Satanist and an adult content creator on OnlyFans and Pornhub, Scott lives unapologetically in a world quick to condemn. But his story isn't just one of defiant individuality. It's a chilling saga of survival against a vicious online mob, led by channels like lolcow Enterprise, whose malice and jealousy have weaponized the internet against him. These aren't mere trolls, they're predators. And Scott Young is their latest victim in a campaign that blurs the line between exposing real wrongdoing and fabricating ruinous lies, lumping the guilty and innocent into a single, toxic category. Lolcow. The assault, a predator's fabrication. In 2024, Scott's life collided with chaos when an 18-year-old model pursued him romantically. Their consensual, passionate relationship, initiated by her with no contact before she was of age, became a twisted weapon in the hands of lolcow Enterprise, a YouTube channel infamous for targeting creators. They didn't critique, they invented. Stealing Scott's OnlyFans content featuring him and his girlfriend, they created fake accounts in his name and sent the material to minors, a depraved and potentially illegal act, to frame him as a predator. The attack escalated. They bombarded Scott's family, friends, ex-girlfriend, boss, and co-workers with the stolen content, and did the same to his girlfriend's loved ones. Libelous videos amassing millions of views wove a false narrative of criminality, exploiting Scott's traumatic childhood as ammunition. They pretended to be me, Scott says, his tone resolute. Sending my work to kids to smear me, hitting everyone in our lives. It was unhinged. Lolcow Enterprise, predators, not protectors. Channels like lolcow Enterprise thrive on envy and destruction, cloaking their vendettas as justice. They claim to expose lolcows, people whose quirks or missteps make them ripe for mockery, but their scope has warped. There are figures who arguably fit the mold. Daniel Larson, whose documented spiral on TikTok includes exposing himself publicly, or Chris Chan, whose well-chronicled history of disturbing behavior, including assault and exploitation, paints a picture of genuine reprehensibility. These are the types lolcow channels could target with some shred of legitimacy. Individuals whose actions, captured in their own words and deeds, cross ethical and legal lines. But Scott Young? He's no Larson or Chan. Nor was Ghost, the brash Trump-supporting streamer hounded by false allegations until he took his own life in 2016. Lolcow Enterprise and its ilk don't discriminate between the truly culpable and the unjustly accused. They misuse their platform, fabricating scandals and framing innocents like Scott and Ghost, lumping them into the same lolcow bucket as those who've earned scrutiny. It's a dangerous conflation, where exposing real wrongdoing morphs into a free-for-all of malice, targeting anyone with a following for clout and profit. The fallout, a reputation ravaged, a line misdrawn. Scott's no stranger to controversy. His Satanism and adult content invite judgment, but he's not a predator. Ghost, for all his bombast, wasn't either. Yet the lolcow machine doesn't care about truth. The public, ravenous for drama, devoured the lies about Scott. They're sheep, he says, frustration lacing his words. They swallow anything loud and crazy. His platforms, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, became war zones, his reputation as a creator battered by a narrative he didn't write. The danger of this mislabeling is stark. Ghost's suicide stands as a grim testament, relentlessly targeted by false claims he couldn't outrun the mob. Scott's ordeal echoes that tragedy. Stolen content, fake accounts, and a flood of slander, but he's fighting back. I'm taking my narrative, he vows, and he's armed for battle. The counterstrike. Truth and justice. Scott's gone public, blasting the truth across his channels. The relationship was mutual, the attacks orchestrated, the real predators are behind the screens. He's filed reports with his local police who are probing the theft, impersonation, and distribution of adult content to minors. Crimes that could bury Lolcow's operators. A slip-up, a traceable link one attacker clicked, handed Scott their locations, a trail of haunts that could unmask them. Legally, he's building a case. Publicly, he's sharpening his message. The distinction matters. Larson's exposure and Chan's chaos are documented. Lolcow channels could claim a warped moral ground there. But Scott and Ghost? They're collateral damage in a jealous crusade. Lolcow Enterprise doesn't expose. It destroys, driven by envy of creators who shine where they can't. We're judged by laws, Scott insists, not personal morals. Mine let me live. Theirs don't excuse this. The stakes. A reckoning looms. Scott's fight is bigger than himself. It's a stand against a culture that turns jealousy into a blade, where predators posing as crusaders prey on the innocent and guilty alike. The Lolcow label, meant for the reprehensible, has become a catch-all, endangering lives like Ghost's and reputations like Scott's. Left unchecked, these channels will keep profiting from pain, leaving bodies and broken spirits in their wake. His path forward is fierce, relentless public callouts with proof, short, brutal, undeniable, and a legal hammer to crush the lies. The police are digging, the evidence is mounting, and Scott's resolve is ironclad. Lolcow Enterprise and their kind aren't just trolls. They're a menace, a threat born of malice and greed. And if Scott prevails, they'll learn that targeting the wrong man has a price, one they'll pay in full.